Well, when I started, I hadn't nothing like tools. When you say tools, like a workman tool, I hadn't nothing to start. I saw a farmer passing, and I asked him if he could sell me some manioc. In those days, manioc was the name more common. My name is Joan Clark from Munich, St. Andrews. I'm a farine maker. I started making farine when I was 24 years old. In those times, the price of manioc was $8 for 100 pounds. And the farine, when you make it into farine, we sell it for 50 cents a pound. I used to look at a particular lady. Her name was Miss Edith Walcott. Looking at her a few times, I find I could get into it. And from that time I started, and I get to like it. This is the cassava tree. It takes 1 year to harvest. Between 10 months to 1 year to harvest. After you harvest, you take it to the copper kitchen, where it will be scraped and pressed before it comes into farine. So the cassava, I'm going to scrape now. Some of the cassava has one skin, one coat. Some has 2 coats, but this one has 1 coat, which is easier. While scraping, you might meet up with pieces of sticks like this one. There is a piece of stick to the head, which you have to take out. At some time, we use a knife, but at most times, we use a piece of pot spoon because it's sharp. After we scrape it, you have to wash them one by one. And then you see the cleanliness of it. And the cleanliness of it brings the nice color in the farine. I'm grating now, but at times, if you try to grate so fast, the grating process depends on concentration of what you're doing, because you could simply miss and cut your fingers. I grate it because I do think that's the only way the grating to get the farine. That's the only way. I'm grating it because I have to bring it in another stage to press it. And you have to press it because you want to get all the water out of it, to get it hard in order to sift. I put the grated cassava into the bag for pressing. Send a piece of board in the cassava in press, that's to harden it. The big piece of board to the top is called the head. The weight of the stones is to drain out the water from the grated cassava. We will take down the stones from the second stage and get it ready for sifting for making the farine. The fig leaf is to keep away the dirt from the cassava. I am going to sift the grated cassava, which come from the press. I'm going to sift it, getting it ready for making the farine. We break them up in order for it to sieve quicker. I am using a sifter. The sifter, it's made up like a tray and a piece of mesh for the sifting. We have to sift it because in grating there is small pieces and pieces of sticks from the cassava too. Brian is cutting the dry wood to light the fire under the copper because the sifted cassava is going into the copper to start make the farine. The copper is for making the farine. We mix mud and grass and we start plastering and it hold up the copper. When the copper gains heat, we grease it with some oil or lard, and you start with moderate heat. So we'll start making the farine. Because of tradition, from day one, it's calabash. We use a stick, a strong stick, accompanied with a little bit of bowl, and we call it a rabot. And we store the farine till it dry. You have to work before it becomes farine. Well, we just put it for 1 hour. It might take 3/4 of an hour. It depends on the type of cassava, it depends on the type of wood you have under the copper. That's the finished product. It's from cassava, so now it's farine. So if you need farine, nice farine, you can check my stories and our family in Munich, St. Andrews. Telephone number 442-8409. I am Miss Stories, Miss Farine.